one of the things that annoys me about the whole, Christmas trees have pagan roots, and this goes back to this God and that God and Easter. I throughout my life, I got really into that as a young man. I read books like that came from Hislop's work, and which some of that's fiction. But people get really caught up in the whole Christmas might have pagan roots, and it's actually all debatable. A lot of that's very debatable. I mean, a lot of the history they give you are bad history in those books, and I've read them. But even if not, it's like, okay, I don't know anybody who has a Christmas tree. I personally don't know anybody who has a Christmas tree that goes and prays to the Christmas tree or burns incense to the Christmas tree or worships the Christmas tree in any real way. They just think it's pretty and they put it in their living room, and it's like a family tradition that means various things to various people. But let me tell you, all this gender fluid stuff is paganism. This transgenderism is paganism. This whole rainbow flag is paganism. It is antichrist paganism, and it's all over, and we're inundated with it. And I hate to beat that horse. I probably ought to come up with some that might hit us between the eyes, because we're blind to it oftentimes. So we should approach God's word and say, "Oh God, open my eyes to see. Show me, Lord, what I'm blinded to. Give me as much as I can handle, but not more, please." But I think that's the thing, is we look back at them like, oh, David had an idol in his room that he was able to pretend to be his body. That's in the story for a reason. I mean, David had some kind of statue in his room at Tephalim or whatever that he could put in the bed and pretend like it was himself and run away, and they thought a body was in the bed. So the men of God, you remember Rachel had household idols, which also had to do with real estate and property deeds. But anyway, the point is God's people have always been blinded to the paganism of their age, and usually we see with crystal clarity the paganism of our ancestors, but we don't see what we're immersed in right here. That's the challenge, is to have willing hearts to say, okay, this is our backyard paganism. This is the battle of our day, and this is where we've got to take a stand. It's wherever people are calling you a bigot, that's one indicator. When they say you're intolerant, you're a bigot, you're closed-minded, you're old-fashioned, those is like, aha, that's a clue. I just touched Tinder, right?